Yeah, no, that's not news. I'll tell you what I'm talking about here.
Because the one saying this, but obviously, Trump. It's well known Trump was a close friend of Jeffrey Epstein. Well, like this is not even really news. This shouldn't be news, but it is news because Elon Musk is saying it.
Okay, so the big news would be, to be said later on if really, all the subsidies that Elon Musk has been getting and building even more of get canceled. That would, that and other benefits the elites have been getting would kind of, pay off all the debts of the USA so they can solve their own civil issues. But what the real news is right now is that Greta is more than halfway in her boat with other human rights activists towards, Gaza. And, there are drones floating around, and there's already been threats, against her. And there's already, like, footage of, even in international waters, IDF, the terrorist group that people are afraid to label as a terrorist group. I've attacked advocates before, and advocates don't hurt them back if they can just push the soldiers off the boat. And they probably think that's a reason to kind of, with all the support helicopters and everything, to kind of shoot them. Oh no, we got wet. We should shoot them because we got helicopters and stuff. And we went over water. We didn't expect that. We expected a good reason to shoot them. So, it's pretty ridiculous, the timing of certain things. So I gotta say, if there's a conspiracy here that it's burying a little bit the plead for help of these activists, including Greta, on the way there, so that they're wanting people to monitor the activity of their boat on the way there, just to minimize the chance of violence. Which is what religious people do. I mean, just back them in a corner and you'll see it doesn't take long. It's one of their tools, right? And it's not really the last resort tool. It's like one of the earlier tools, because that you can't evolve. I was watching people debate the concept of religion in the way of doing its job because it provides a moral compass to people, but it also kind of puts a ceiling on personal development and self-actualization and the maturation process. So that means, like I've been saying for 10 years, is religion should be prescribed by psychiatrists that have done a series of tests where that person has disabilities, where it is not possible to pursue their personal development and self-actualization to become an Homo sapien because, I don't know, they got brain damage or something, or they were born with, a malformation of the brain. And then their moral compass would come from religions. But the fact that religion has always been this widespread, and then HSD kicked in, to not only, religions put the ceiling, and then HSD kicked in with the memetics that has been now devolving us, that we just bounce back. So again, religions don't lead to the maturation of an Homo sapien. You don't become human when religions are involved. And if people have this as their as their tool prescribed by a psychiatrist, and of course that psychiatrist would not be religious, because if he was religious based on the same definition, he would never succeed at becoming a psychiatrist. Right, so that means there wouldn't be that many churches. They'd just be kind of support workers, guiding through a good interpretation for the moral compass of these people to, to kind of lead a life with minimal violence and conflict. But unfortunately, that's not where we are, and we're not there because religions, just like the monetary paradigm, have grown where there's status and elites, because our species, even from the onset when there was other homogeneous species at the same time as us, is we've always wanted to dominate. We've always wanted to have others under us. And even those that are under them want to kill them so they can be over people. We've never really developed sentience and sapience, and we've never questioned ourselves about that and whether it's a good idea to keep developing more technologies for a species that's woohoo. Because really, like, even fire, developing the concept of fire was still way too big of a type of technology for the species that I share DNA with. And yet, here we are today.